Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Our Parliament, the program that gives you a chance to have your say on issues being discussed in Parliament. We're discussing the anti-homosexuality bill that was passed by Parliament and is waiting the assent of the President. We have two pastors, Pastor Martin Sempa and Pastor Malay, discussing different issues in relation to that bill. Is it actually a good law for this country? But would like more to hear from you, the Ugandans, especially those that are in our auditorium today. So let's go over to the ladies and gentlemen in the auditorium. The lady in a brownish blouse. Yes, madam, your name and your question or comment.
Thank you very much, Gabriel, and the panelists. My name is Paulina Chano Wing. With due respect to both the pastors, as parents, to me, I would think what should be more important other than both of them, because what seems very important to both of them is how the homosexuals should be punished. And to me, I am thinking, is it the punishment that is more important? Or as pastors, shouldn't you be thinking that other than just the punishment, how can we help these homosexuals reform?
Okay, thank you very much, Pauline. Let's take another question or comment. I have a gentleman in a blue striped shirt. Yes, sir. Your name?
Yeah, I'm Sime Moses. I'm a molecular biologist. I would like to put my thanks to Pastor Malay. Before I walked in here, I had the same reasoning about the bill like Pastor Sempa. But I think it's talking from the informed point of view that instead of putting this new bill, we should have really enforced the existing bill. And really for me, I would say no to the signing of this bill.
Okay, let's take one more. I'd like to take somebody that hasn't spoken. Let me take the lady in front. No, let me take the lady in black and white. Just hold on. Excuse me, madam. Your name, please, and then your comment or question.
Thank you very much. I'm called Nanyang Madalia, local councillor, LC5 woman councillor, KCCA. Yeah, I'm very grateful for the two pastors. And as men of God, wow, I have appreciated their input. But I'm just going to give a live example where my kid was, actually, I call them my kids because I have kids whom I pick and look after. But this kid misbehaved, and we put him in cell. From there, he got problems.
What problems?
The Sodom.
He was sodomized in prison. Yes.
So with giving that example, I'm saying if we have laws which are very flexible, if I'm staying in prison 10 years or 15, I'll come back in the community and do the same. And even in the same place, in that place, in the cells, I'll be doing that same thing. I'll be spoiling people's children in the cell. So I'm saying if really we have to, there is more input to be put, is just to put a harder punishment. It's just killing them. Really, that's what I would put down. Thank you so much.
Well, madam, on that, yes, Parliament initially, when the law was first brought to Parliament in 2009, the provision was that if you're found guilty after a trial or for homosexual acts, aggravated homosexuality, yes, you would be sentenced to death. And there was a lot of international and public outcry, mainly from outside Uganda, and that caused Parliament to rethink. And even currently,
but the defilement one remains.
Even currently, what's happening is the international community has weighed in on the matter, and there are even protests in the UK, and the protesters are saying the president should not sign this law. If that provision was put back, don't you see Uganda losing?
So, because how many Sudanese have died? So if really we put back, if we put back, really I don't think we are going to lose. We shall just be there just for a short time. Some people will be stressed a bit, some children will be killed, and then others will be learning. because Ugandans, many of Ugandans are just copying from each other. So we copied this not here in Uganda as African. We just copied it from another country. So we continue with that harder punishment. If they start being killed, more young ones will not start that journey.
Thank you very much. Well, let me come to my panelists, and I have a question for you. From the laws that we had previously, if they haven't been enforced to their full capacity, what makes you think that this new law will actually be enforced?
Well, we must separate enforcement from legislation. Those are two different departments of government. So really you can't expect Kaihura to be in parliament to make the laws. He can come before a commission, but he is not elected to make the laws. So these are different areas of government. And as we are, our members of parliament, under great duress, have made this law. Now,
what you're saying is we should put pressure on the people who are supposed to implement.
We need to strengthen enforcement, because Pastor Mali and I, even us, I've been humiliated for 4 years for helping victims of homosexuality. There's a huge problem in the area of enforcement that needs to be addressed. But I also want to come to the issue of rehabilitation. Because most people say, why didn't you put in a clause of building a rehabilitation center? And I want to tell you that we did. We put in a component of rehabilitation, but we were told, and I want you to understand clearly, that if there is a financial implication where the government has to give money or budget money for something, that law will stay in the Ministry of Finance for many years, because before a law comes onto the floor, there is a financial implication certificate. And if there is no funding available, that law will not come. So, reluctantly, we agreed that this particular law would focus on prevention.